Hi guys, and today I'm going to be looking at ZACK Films videos. Let's keep going.
If you shot a massive railgun towards the Earth from the moon, the projectile would move fast enough to escape the moon's gravity, and it would keep speeding through space until it reached Earth's atmosphere. But at that speed, the metal would start to melt, and the bullet would be torn apart before it hit the ground. Now, if it had a tungsten core and a heat shield that burns away on
Didn't you know tungsten is the hardest element we have?
entry and some ceramic tiles to keep it from melting, it could actually make it all the way from the moon until it hit Earth, which would likely make a small crater. If you shot as each dial turns, two small cylinders with these notches shift and click inside. Under the lid, a flat plate presses against several locking
I can already
pins
tell something
that
I
hold it
definitely
shut.
didn't know.
And when you place all the dials on the correct code, all the notches line up perfectly, the pins drop, and the lid slides open. But even if one dial is off, the pins stay locked tight. And since each one can be set in 16 different positions, it gives the lockbox more than 4 billion possible combinations, making it one of the most secure designs of its time. As each dial turns,
Yeah, but what if I just get a crowbar and open it? Or burn it down if I know something is not flammable inside. Why can't I just burn the box down? Alright, if the box is made out of like unflammable material, nothing stops me from just breaking it in any way possible. But it's actually pretty cool.
place the steak into the pan, but don't season it at all. Instead, chop fresh herbs on a cutting board and squeeze lemon juice on top. Then sprinkle a handful of salt and black pepper before adding fresh butter. You see, when meat cooks, its liquids get pushed out by heat. But as it cools, it sucks everything in like a sponge. So when you slice your steak on top of the seasoned board, the juices mix with the herbs and the meat soaks it back up, giving you a delicious sauce that coats every bite.
Yeah, but in the same time, that meat is going to be cold. Who likes cold meat? I mean, some people do, but it's not that good. Just, if you don't want a cold meat, do it normally.
The sticks are stacked in a square with one piece in the middle. Then 2 more sticks are slotted in each side, making a bridge. When a weight is placed on top, it actually locks the pieces in place, making the bridge stronger. Now, if you keep adding sticks in the same way, you can make a full circle, with each stick holding the others in place. But as soon as you take one out, the entire thing collapses. Soldiers could make bridges this way, allowing them to safely cross the river before quickly collapsing the bridge and leaving the enemies on the other side.
Yeah, but how will soldiers get multiple heavy logs really quickly? I just don't get it, because soldiers would need to chop a tree, they'll need to carry those heavy logs into a specific formation, and how they're gonna get a log out, because that log is now being pressured down by logs at the top of it. By that time, enemies are literally gonna be having a picnic right next to you.
The sticks are... He pressed a suction cup against the glass of Trump Tower, and it stuck. One after another, he planted them and began climbing using straps as footholds. And when police noticed, they cut into vents to try to stop him. They even dangled on a window washer rig, but they couldn't reach the climber. Crowds watched from the street, cheering as he dodged the police, but when he reached the 21st floor, the window above him was suddenly removed. Police yanked him inside, and when they asked why he did it, he said he just wanted a meeting with Donald Trump. He pressed a suction cup against... If you built a Lego wall to try and save you from a grenade, it would blow it to pieces and still kill you. But if you laid down 2x4 Lego bricks lengthwise and topped them with a layer facing the other way, you would get the perfect base. And if you repeated this 125 more times, upwards and outwards, you would end up with a 6.5-foot thick barricade with over 2 million bricks.
Have you seen cost of Lego these days? That only like Elon Musk was able to afford that wall. Normal person would never be able to afford it.
The blast would still rip through the Legos and send melted
And now you've
plastic
ruined that
flying
expensive Lego.
everywhere, but it would absorb just enough force to save your life.
And I swear that grenade doesn't generate that much heat. It's mostly shrapnel that does the damage, not the explosion bit itself.
The teeth grab the stalk, pulling inside as it spins. Then metal plates clamp the stalks tight, while snapping rolls twist below, ripping the ears of corn completely off. They ride up a chain conveyor, where an auger feeds them into the machine. Inside, spinning drums strip away the husks, and the bare cobs and stalks are thrown out the back, while the kernels are carried upward into the grain tank. And once it's full, an auger swings out, pouring a river of corn into the waiting trailer. The teeth grab the stalk,
So much for corn.
pulling in. The tool suctions onto the fake eye before completely plucking it out. Then it's wiped clean and polished and pressed back into the socket.
I just imagine how much that eye would cost. That is supposed to be extremely expensive.
Earlier, an infection had destroyed his eye, and doctors couldn't save it. So he worked with an expert to set a real 2-carat diamond in the middle of his new prosthetic eye. And now it catches the light with every blink. The
And
tool
eyes of every person in London. You're gonna get mugged.
suctions onto the face. The pilot ejected just after takeoff because he thought the engine had failed, but it was actually still running, and the empty plane leveled out and kept flying on autopilot. For the next hour, it crossed 5 countries before finally running out of fuel. It plummeted out of the sky and straight into a house, killing a teenage boy asleep in his bed. The pilot ejected just after takeoff because if you grabbed Earth, shoved it into a massive microwave, and powered it on, would it turn into a churning glob of fire and
Yes, it
ruin?
will. Because most of our planet, well, at least the surface, is made out of water, which is, well, start to boil when in microwave.
Well, the microwaves would make every bit of moisture on Earth's surface vibrate, causing the water in the ground to heat up, and the oceans would begin to steam as the water on top boiled away. But these waves could only reach a few inches down, and that's because microwaves aren't strong enough to pass through solid rock or deep layers of water, meaning only the thin outer shell would actually bake.
Yeah.
If you grabbed Earth, he sank his teeth into the snake.
That's really stupid. That's extremely stupid. Why would somebody bite a snake?
Twice, and he did this immediately after the snake had bit him. You see, locals believe that biting
What was that
snakes
exchange fire?
actually returns the venom, pulling it out of your bloodstream and giving it back to the creature. And this snake did die on the spot. The man was
It's
rushed to the
probably
hospital.
not because of the venom. Because we don't have the glands or any way to inject it into that snake. We don't have the organs for that. So no, that snake probably died because you broke his spine. Something like that.
Given anti-venom and released the next day. So whether it was the medicine or the myth, this time both may have worked. If you sink your teeth into a block of ice and get them really
I just imagine how it feels on your teeth. You know, like when you eat cold ice cream and your teeth start to freeze over and hurt. I just imagine it.
cold And then you take a sip of hot coffee. Could your teeth crack from the heat? Well, your teeth are made of hard outer enamel.
Your teeth can crack because of that if they already have micro cracks in it. And the extreme temperature changes can expand those cracks.
To handle changes in temperature. For it to crack, the cold teeth would have to rapidly be heated up to 700 degrees Fahrenheit. And coffee just isn't that hot. But if your teeth already have chips or hidden cracks, that heat could actually split them wide open.
Right, so I learned some new information. I hope you learned something too from it. It was actually pretty good. Not really related to my channel, but I can't really find any other material, so thank you for watching. See ya.